Coach, we have a damp and rainy afternoon in the tri-state area as EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to MetLife Stadium in the Garden State of New Jersey. A few moments ago, the crowd here was on their feet as their beloved Jets made their way out of the tunnel. They're ready to go. We're ready to go, and it should be a good one as those New York Jets get set to face off with the Oakland Raiders. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Ready to break.
Mark 57. Dan. Check 3.
Rock it. Let go.
They'll run with a rookie from Texas A&M. It's Travion Williams. He'll have a first down past the 40. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
Mike's 57. 57's right. Squeeze, double. Check. Flag down.
Hey.
They stick to the ground game on first down. It's Williams. And an alley to run. He's at the 30. 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Travion Williams, his second touchdown on the season as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
That's it. 180.
6-man.
Gun.
Check cross.
A first carry for Trenton Cannon. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2 there, second down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. On second down, this is Cannon. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Throwing on third down, Newton. It's caught by Quincy Enunwa. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. They'll get 11, but still a little short. Fourth down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now. But the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, got the whole month of December still left to play. They think
there he goes left side. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Travion Williams, 77 yards. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly for 6. And a pair of rushing touchdowns now for him in the first quarter.
And I'm liking what I'm seeing from his big guys up front because they're winning the leverage game. How many times we talk about low man wins, right? Move the defensive front aside, create those gaps and holes. He's found his way through them for 2 touchdowns.
And after both of those touchdowns, he went right up to that O-line and hit each of them on the helmet. He recognized it.
That's a smart man. You know what else he should do? If this continues, take them all to dinner.
I'm coming for you. You mine.
They'll start on the ground with Cannon. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Let him know.
Out of the gun, Newton. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Newton to throw. And he will have a man, Demaryius Thomas. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
It's a gain of 21 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
They'll run on 1st down with Cannon. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard. Pick up.
Ball carrier.
Nice play, baby. Nice
Crosby
play.
on the tackle. A 3-yard pickup.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Their 49-yard line.
To throw is Newton. And he'll hit Jeffrey, complete. And he's got this down to the 35. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 35. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 35-yard line. Here's Newton. Open man is Robbie Anderson. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Robbie Anderson, his 11th touchdown of the year as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. And again, it's no good. A few boo birds coming out as he's missed his 2nd extra point here in the first half. So with a missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This is taken at the 3. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Javon Hargrave there on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the beat and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. C.J. Mosley, the linebacker, making sure his presence is felt.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now McSorley, and he's going to go down again. Well, they were coming out of the 4-3 defensively. Pressure coming off that right side from the DN.
And that's the blind side of most quarterbacks. If you're right-handed, that's the side you don't see quite as well. And that's why you rely on your left tackle, maybe your highest-paid offensive lineman, to take care of you. In this situation, that didn't happen.
A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Now Newton on 1st down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Newton. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down and 10.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Mike, check.
From the gun, here's Newton. And that is incomplete.
Intended for Quincy Enunwa. Incomplete.
Here's Lachlan Edwards now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Davis now to return it. After one, 14-6 our score on EA Sports.
14, Jets 6.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the 1st half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one good for 26 and a 1st down. Looking to throw on 1st and 10. Here's McSorley. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And his crew will take over with the football at the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
I'm coming. Joker, 8.
Following the fumble recovery, Newton. Herndon's got it complete. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Let's go.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Trenton Cannon, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys have cut the lead down to 2.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
We got this.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
You know, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up.
2nd and 9 at the 26-yard line.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now this time he'll look to throw. It's a screen to Richard. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. McSorley from the shotgun. And he'll find Hall. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Here's McSorley on 1st and 10. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Steven Nelson able to get a hand in coverage.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. On 3rd down, it's McSorley. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 31-yard line.
1st down, Raiders.
They go play action now with McSorley. Flush to his right. And now he's going to use his legs. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. Nice. It's work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Ready, set. Check, Mike 54. Line 54. Protein spill. What's good? Motion. Block. Big grip.
On 2nd down now, it's Williams. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
Okay, ready? 54. Mike 54. And here we go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Ready?
Now Williams. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. On the stop there defensively, Marcus May with the tackle.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. From the 16, McSorley. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends.
Get this ball back for the offense. Let's go. Watch the eye. 6-6. Pull it high. On the ball.
They'll run it with Williams. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Travion Williams on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. This fielded at the 2. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
They'll run on 1st down. Cannon. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
He was brought down by Carl Joseph. A 6-yard.
From the 44, Newton, and that's complete to Jeffrey. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Now a 1st down throw for Newton. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Hooked up by Jonathan Abram, the rookie from Mississippi State. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice 1st down.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Throwing is McSorley. Forced out to his left. Now he'll pull it down. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout called. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Coach, we have a damp and rainy afternoon in the tri-state area as EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to MetLife Stadium in the Garden State of New Jersey. A few minutes ago, the hometown Jets were introduced to this sellout crowd, and it's a roar that could be heard across the river in Manhattan. They're set to go as their Jets will match up with the Oakland Raiders. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And what is going on here? Are they serious? First down, and they're in punt formation. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
That's it. Right there to 3. All day, every day.
They'll run for the first time with Trenton Cannon. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. From the 22, Newton into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tahir Whitehead. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school is he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Here we go. 10 over. Right 54. Man, that's trash. Yeah.
Off of play action, it's McSorley. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. They rallied and made the tackle.
And this one is right down Broadway. Last season for Carlson, bit of a strange rookie year. Won the Vikings job, then was let go week 2 after going 0 for 3, but he picked things back up.
Remember, he was drafted to cure their kicking woes, and he ends up going 0 for 3 against Green Bay, including the potential game winner. Gets cut, picked up by the Raiders, 16 for 17 the rest of the season. I'd say at the end of the year, a pretty good success story.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's 2 different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
Go!
On 2nd down, it's Cannon. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Off play action. Newton. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tahir Whitehead. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Steven Nelson. Darren Waller, the intended receiver.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 29-yard line.
From the 29, Newton. Throw complete to Herndon. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. And by the end of last year, Herndon had solidified himself as the primary tight end for New York. And overall, 2nd leading receiver in 2018 on the team behind Robbie Anderson. In fact, his 39 catches, most among rookie tight ends in the league a season ago. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. Newton. Johnson's got it complete. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary. And I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
You got it.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
Raiders 3, Jets nothing.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Newton. Open man is Anderson. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13. First red zone opportunity now for the Jets. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11. On the carry, it's Cannon. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Robbie Anderson, the man he was looking for, and it's 3rd down.
Right to the 3.
I got you. I got you.
A shotgun snap for Newton. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Let's go.
And that one, my goodness, that was almost too easy.
Yeah, and you're not going to have too many attempts shorter than that one. I don't think anyone got a finger on it. That's about as bad a miss as you can have.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 29-yard line.
Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line. 2nd and a yard.
Lock it. Ready?
And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage.
Hustle. 57. Hey.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. 3rd down turns to 1st with that 5-yard pickup.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And in the next breath, they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up 1st downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. Well, this Raiders and Jets contest is a part of the NFL 100 series. And a little history lesson, back in November of 1968, there was a game between these two teams where the Raiders scored 2 touchdowns in the final minute to win. And actually, coverage was broken away from that game on the East Coast to show the movie Heidi. So a lot of the Jets fans missed the Raiders' comeback. Can imagine some saddened faces when they took the rubber bands off their newspapers the next morning on the East Coast. But don't worry, folks. We will not be interrupting this broadcast to show the movie Heidi. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And now a fumble. The ball's out. But I think the Raiders are going to be able to hold on to it. Yes. The 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Darren Waller, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage.
I think the key to that play was them understanding and knowing that once the ball was out, they were still eligible to pick it up and carry it.
Yeah, there was some standing and some staring on the wrong side of the football there, wasn't there?
Yes, he has a name, he has a number, but for us, he's Johnny on the spot. And how about that rambling run all the way to the end zone with that alert play that he just made?
And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember.
And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Max Crosby in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Here's Newton. And the reception made by Alshon Jeffrey. A good pickup there, 18 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it, and they get to Newton and take him down for the sack.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front, nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. A first update now from Cincinnati. And the Bengals out to the early advantage. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And an alley to run. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down.
First down, Raiders.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Escaping the pressure right. And coughed it up. And it's scooped up by the Jets.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
It's caught by Quincy Enunwa. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first. On first down, it's Newton. Complete. Smith has it. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. From the gun, a run with Cannon. 10 yards is the pickup. Good enough for a Jet first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
Newton on first down.